Separatist leaders Givi and Motorola, when they were occupied in Slovyansk, made a hospital as their camp. Now their long time already swept away, but Ukraine doesn't restore this building because there is no need for that. There is no people living around. It's just like ex-fighting area museum. A year ago, Slovyansk hospital was the base for 500 terrorists who had taken the city. Their commanders Givi and Motorola now are officials in administration of separatist Donetsk. However, destroyed urban infrastructure remained for city population. Now their number has significantly increased. 10,000 people from separatist territories has moved to peaceful Slovyansk to get a shelter from relatives and friends and food from international aid organizations. Andrei Krisin is a leader of EU-supported Center Slovyansk Revival. He says that a year after the fighting, houses is still not restored. People afraid to invest in their repair, not knowing will they receive compensation or not. European Union aids money for that reason, but City Council has stuck into tender procedures. Refurbished homes is possible to count on fingers. Most of the work is done by international volunteers.
600-700 домов, которые требуют восстановления, то восстановив там волонтерами 2-3 дома, это, конечно, капля в море.
Krisin suggests Europe to appoint the viceroy in Slovyansk's local administration to avoid bureaucracy and international aid thievery. City activist is also apprehensive that after the forthcoming local elections in the fall, former Yanukovych local administrators might return in charge because they have managed to infiltrate in Ukraine nationalist political parties. Krisin remembers well Yanukovych ruling years, when half of city budget gone to jeeps, villas and bank accounts offshore. Already a year since Ukraine controls Slovyansk again, Council leads former local journalist Oleg Zontov. He tries to reassure townspeople that a year ago destroyed homes are going to be restored. He mentions a legal procedure as a main problem, because all procedures has to be correct to Europe, not to have a reapproach in illegal wastage. The mayor hopes that the EU assistance will not be reduced, because there's still a huge job to do.
Но на самом деле мы ожидаем того, что те вот объемы гуманитарной, в том числе помощи, которые оказывает Европа и Европейский Союз, они как бы не прекращались. К сожалению, есть такие моменты, ну вот как и в беде, да, люди привыкают жить с бедой. Так вот и когда конфликт идет долго, то уже как бы идет, ну, определенное, скажем так, эмоциональное успокоение. И мы вот ожидаем, что вот Европа, она все-таки, ну, на нее не будет действовать этот фактор.
20,000 refugees are traveling from Slovyansk to Donetsk and back. Some do not want to leave Donetsk relatives and neighbors. Another keeps pension procedures in Slovyansk. So far, trucker Kolya successfully carried them, but not anymore. A month ago, the Ukrainian army forbade public transport across the front line.
Я без понятия, я не знаю, как там с этими пропусками, я там не знаю, там сейчас дурдом творится, поэтому я ничего не могу сказать.
So, Kolya leads people only to the last Ukrainian city Artemovsk controlled checkpoint. Next old ladies with heavy bags goes 5 kilometers long road till next van. Both the transport restrictions and uncountable checkpoints along the way are making angry residents of Donbas. In addition, there is spreading rumors that in checkpoints it is necessary to pay at least £30 brib to get without problems, or further carriage of any foods. Svitlodarsk is the last town on a road to the Baltzevo, where heaviest battle in the Russian-Ukrainian war history was happened in February. In the Baltzevo now rules separatists, Svitlodarsk is still Ukrainian. А когда эту раз бомбили?
Когда первый раз бомбили.
А это в прошлом году, да?
Нет,
в феврале?
В феврале месяце.
Ага.
А вы что, на экскурсию уже сюда едете?
Ну нет, не экскурсии, журналист.
А вы сходите, мой дом снимите.
Apartment belongs to Tatiana Latvaitis. Her husband, a Lithuanian, works in a railway station. He maintains a family. Tatiana is a nurse in a local hospital and now half a year working for free. Head of hospital explained her that there is no money and that's it. Projectile fall through the house roof into apartment when the family was at work, so nobody suffered. Now living on husband's salary and charity fund donations. Without them, it wouldn't be possible to rent another apartment.
А когда разбомбили?
27 января. Сюда вот, в район кухни, через крышу попал снаряд. Разнесло нам все в квартире. Ни квартиры, ни имущества.
Olga Kurchenko is over 70 and she has relatives, neighbors and the whole of social life in Svetlodarsk. She is not going to go away. Unlike many fellow citizens who watch Russian TV channels and supports Vladimir Putin, Olga in favor of the Ukrainian state. Only recently, Ukrainian soldiers had begun to terrorize local people, says pensioner.
І сказали, уїжджайте отсюда, убирайтесь отсюда, бо все одно вас ні одного тут не останеться, ми всіх повбиваємо.
Это украинцы, да? Там?
Да. Ну там є бандюги, там є українці хороші, наші українці, а є ті, що повипускали з тюрем, а в хати заходять, вони заходять, оце убили, а тоді беруть, шукають деньги, хороші вещи забирають.
What is a Minsk agreement on ceasefire? There is not clear for locals at all, because projectiles explode almost every day.
Как вас зовут, пожалуйста?
Сашко.
Сашко?
Просто Сашко.
Просто Сашко.
Да. А то кажуть, Олександр Владимирович, який там чорта, блядь. Ой, ти опять матюкаєшся. Короче,
Sasho is a Lugansk village farmer. Before the war, his life was pretty okay. He kept cows, sold milk. Now somebody shooted his vehicles. From which side projectile came, Sasho doesn't know.
Ото, бачиш, які дірки. Її невозможно.
Ой, это же из пулемета большого какого-нибудь там.
Нет, это от снарядов.
От снарядов, да?
Да, вот же, вот снаряд упал, вот аж двери все побило.
Ось. Хто мені його возмістить? Хто те мені возмістить? Хто ти мені возмістить? Хто мені бортову возмістить? Оце, оце. Вона чугунна, Юлія пані.
Near the front line between towns and villages, 50,000 Ukrainian Army and National Guard soldiers are located, facing about the similar number of separatist army contingent on the other side of the border. Army staff is called up. National Guard soldiers came voluntary. They decompose in battalions: Azov, Kiev, Aida, right-wing sector. The government argues that controls the battalions, but until recently, the right-wing sector leader Dmytro Yarosh promised to go to Kiev to bring an order if the Ukrainian political leadership will not count on him. On the roads between towns and villages, almost every intersection, soldiers checks all vehicles. Who will continue the way, who will not? It's decision of soldiers. There is a war. During that period, there is no time to think about the freedom of movement.
Добрый день. Как жизнь?
Жизнь так же, жизнь только держись.
Держи, да?
Да, стріляють дуже много. Щоб швидше наладилося, вже так надоїла ця вся стрілянина.
Ну да, наверное.
Так, дай Богу молимося всім уже. Ну ладно, спасибо вам теж.
Успехов.
Ansis Pūpols, especially for UK, from Donbas in Ukraine.